on and live. For I have satiated the weary soul, and I have replenished every sorrowful soul with living waters and healthful bread. Messiah is the bread of life. Messiah is the water of life. He is the way, the truth, and the life. Do not store up your treasures in this earth. If you buy silver and gold, it's not going to help you. For I have satiated the weary soul, and I have replenished every sorrowful soul. Upon this I awaked and beheld, and my sleep was sweet unto me. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and with the seed of beast. What do you think this infestation of vaccination is all about? Corrupting what God has made and called good. It shall come to pass that like as I have watched over them to pluck up and to break down and to throw down and destroy and to afflict, so will I watch over them to build, to plant, saith the Lord. In those days they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten a sour grape and set the children's teeth on edge. But everyone shall die for his own iniquity. See this, everyone shall die for his own iniquity. This lie about the church, which is a congregation led by Satanists, spewing out half-truths and bold-faced lies to lead people down the path of perdition. Everyone shall die for his own iniquity. Everyone will be judged. I was talking yesterday with somebody, and he to me, and he said, I'm not going to be judged. Well, he is a Christian, evidently, but we're all going to be judged. Otherwise, we won't get our crown of life. A decision has to be made, a verdict for everyone, everyone. Doesn't matter what church denomination you belong to, or if you go to church on Saturday, especially if you're running into this synagogue of Satan every Saturday. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be a covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts. They shall be my God. I will be their God, and they shall be my people. Write it in their hearts. That is why the heart must be circumcised, not the penis. This is absolutely disgusting. Doctrines of demons. They shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least to the greatest. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last, saith the Lord, for I will forgive their iniquity, I will remember their sin no more. Thus, and this is the Old Testament, so to speak. You know, they're always saying, oh, don't read the Old Testament. There were people in my own family saying that I should not read the Old Testament. It was evil. Are you kidding me? This is another doctrine of devils. They don't want you to read the Old Testament because they don't want you to have context. They don't want you to know the truth. Who do I mean by they? The synagogue of Satan that Messiah talked about himself. Mystery Babylon, the whole world, which is following after the beast. The way is narrow, the gate is straight. Few there be who find it. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night. It's all about light, you see. Real light, counterfeit light. Why is it that they're covering up the sun? Light. They're covering up the light so that you cannot see, literally and figuratively. Which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel shall also cease from being a nation before me forever. This is what Satan wants. He wants the seed of Israel to cease from being a nation. How is he going to do it? He is going to make the ordinances depart. He is going to make everything fall apart. There was a book written by an African named Chinua Achebe called Things Fall Apart. How are they doing it? Alchemically. And they're breaking down the morals of man, one step at a time. Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, if heaven above can be measured, they've told us they can measure the heavens. They've told us they know how big the earth is. They've told us all of these lies. They can't do it. But if you believe it, this is the whole thing, getting you to believe in lies, then it becomes true. You see, this is the satanic tenet. Magical thinking, lies. And the foundations of the earth searched out beneath. They're telling us that they can go down to the bottom of the ocean floor and measure it. What a bunch of bullshit. Pardon my language. They can't do any of these things. It's impossible. But if you believe it, this is why the whole world is following after the beast. Too much TV, too much sugar for the mind, too much fornication, literally and figuratively, darkening your mind. I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done. Think about this. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the city shall be built to the Lord from the tower of Hananeel unto the gate of the corner. The city shall be built to the Lord. And the measuring line shall yet go forth over against it upon the hill Gareb, and shall compass about to Goat. Well, to be honest, I don't know what this means, but I do know that the Almighty is working and Satan is working. Both. You see, this is the yin and the yang. Perverted, obviously. The whole valley of the dead bodies and of the ashes, and all the fields unto the brook of Kidron, unto the corner of the horse gate toward the east, shall be holy unto the Lord. It shall not be plucked up, nor thrown down any more forever. You see, God is saying, if these things can be accomplished, then I will cast off Israel. Satan is saying, I'm going to do all these things, and Israel will be cast off. Just look here at Psalm 83. Keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thy peace, be not still, O God, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. This is like Psalm 2. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth have set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and his anointed, saying, Let us cast away their cords from us. Yeah? Break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. These are what they call chains breakers. They're breaking the chains of the Almighty. I knew a woman once who had an email, and her address was Chains Breaker. I knew immediately that she was a Satanist. She drove around in a huge car. I think it was a Volvo, the really expensive Swedish thing. And I thought, okay, Chains Breaker, right. Keep thou not silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. I always think here of a serpent lifting up his head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, Israel, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And then it goes on. Edom, Ishmael, Moab, Hagar, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher, who is Assyria, also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, who is an incestuous pack. These are actually the children of Moab. The Bible is rich and full of truth and information about what happened then, and the same thing is happening now. Treachery and wickedness trying to break the bands asunder of the Lord God Almighty. If they could do that, if they could accomplish that, there would only be death and destruction, but the wrath of God will intercede at some point. I keep wondering when, Lord? How can this go on? How can this be? But the measure is not yet full. What I wanted to point out was this: come, let us cut them off from being a nation, then the name of Israel shall be no more. And how this relates, line upon line, precept upon precept. Oh dear, I cannot see. Let's see. Chapter 31 of Jeremiah. You see, the whole Bible works together. If those ordinances depart from me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel shall also cease from being a nation. And this is what the devil is trying to accomplish. And this is why the devil is going to be defeated, hopefully very soon.